Let me get you guys some info for end of day. So we closed right at the bottom of the market maker's expected move, literally to the tick, 43 points down. Puts us in a bit of awkward situation going into tomorrow. SLD will continue, but a lot of the supportive charm from the AM contracts, especially at 6100, is going to fall off. ES failed the second attempt at forming an uptrend, and now it's on its third. We'll see how this one works out. But we do have a little bit of support here at the 6100 level locally. Some resistance at 6138.50. This may again fail in the overnight. It was rejected at the end of the day. If it does, I would expect us to trend down during the overnight session below the weekly open, possibly opening somewhere around 61.20 or 61.13. Dollar fell pretty sharply today, very sharply against the yen, but also against the euro, pound, and yuan. This on the back of not a very significant drop in rates, but I believe a 15% tax was announced on US goods this morning, and that sort of catalyzed the fall. Commodities just moderating, mostly flat. Little bit of a bump in oil, copper, precious metals turned up a little bit, but agriculturals, materials down. Correlation fell into the end of the day pretty sharply, but we got a big spike in core 1 and 3 month during the intraday. We're still not really moving from the levels we were at yesterday, and dispersion, I mean, may have picked up a little bit under 6100, but not a very significant amount, and correlation overall is still higher than it was at the end of last week. Leverage on the carry trade falling to 0.889, probably largely due to the drop in the dollar. Forward yield on volatility ended the day down negative 9.15%, which is a bit of a bump over yesterday, but not much. I think we hit a high today of negative 4%. So that's starting to come apart a little bit as the bear steepener continues to worsen. Bond volatility flattening out a little, but correlation on the 3 month turning up day over day. As correlation on the 3 month rises, we could see a spike in bond vol. Skew fell today after hitting a new all-time high yesterday. May fall further going into tomorrow as more and more sold put positions retreat going into the OPEC's expiration. About 3% of the S&P moving up above its 20-day moving average, but we still haven't picked up any significant breadth on this move higher. And the last time we really had any significant move in breadth was like end of January. So unless we start to see Dow and Russell pick up a little bit, we're probably going to continue to see most of the, well, a little bit less than most of the S&P trading under its 50 or 20-day moving average. Correlation between VIX and cash VIX continued to rise, although the pace of those increases is slowing. We are getting a little bit more short vol, especially over the last like 4 days. However, with tomorrow's expiration, we may see some of that fall apart. Fed fund futures, not really moving much. And the bear steepener, kind of starting to turn around since the 7th. But the promises of more rate cuts, slowing down any improvement there. Sector-wise, tech continued to outperform, but finance fell. Technology services fell off. Those could be impacted more tomorrow with the S&P PMI data. It looked like health technology, durables, energy did pretty good. A little bit of producer manufacturing. So broadly, the big hit to the S&P today was in tech services and finance, retail trade, with Walmart's negative earnings. I don't really think this is too much of a flight to safety. We're not seeing health services pop yet, but maybe a little bit of rotation there. On the technical side, we got a new high. We fell, we bounced. We did fail the trend on the bounce, so we may get more of a downside continuation after today was unable to reverse the drop fully. There's resistance around 6130, and 6100 is still pretty important support to the downside. We would be looking for a breakdown here at the EMA 30, which is roughly, oh, I don't know, like 60, 49, 60, 50, right around there. And then we'd be looking a little lower towards the MA 50, which should be approaching the 60-30 level. 60-30 is pretty important on the technical side if we got to the weekly. It's been a pretty important support for some time, back since like early December. That's really where I would look to confirm any kind of reversal from the high. But we'll see if we retest gamma neutral tomorrow after the delta falls off into the expiration. SLD is still continuing until Monday morning, so we may still get some more downside. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. No. All right. Yep. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Later.